there was an awkward feeling for a few days. Like, I want all my clutter and crap back. Hi, I'm Alyssa. Today I'm going to give you a tour of my minimal bedroom. I am flirting with minimalism, I guess you can say. I'm giving it a go. I've been watching The Minimal Mom, and the reason I am doing this is because I am a messy person, and I really have a difficult time keeping my house tidy, keeping it clean, and I really don't like clutter, but I accumulate clutter because I'm just not very tidy. So the theory is that if I have less things, then I will more easily have a place for everything that I want to keep, and I won't be so overwhelmed with the amount of stuff that I have to keep up with and dust. It'll just be easier to manage my house, and so that I can do things that I do enjoy, because I really hate cleaning. I had cleaned out and decluttered a lot in the past, many times, and then I was watching The Minimal Mom, and she talked about how she got rid of furniture in her house and how it just really opened up the space, made it lighter, easier to manage, just by getting rid of the unnecessary furniture in her house. And whenever she said that, I felt freedom, because I knew what furniture I did not want in my house. I had been daydreaming about not having to deal with my dressers. One dresser, I'll insert a photo, is too tall. That's the one that my clothes were in. So I would have to be on my tiptoes to see into some of the drawers, or even jump or get a step stool to see some of the drawers. And they were all very skinny drawers, just not easy to fit my clothes in. And then I would have to open each one to see what was in it. It's just kind of a pain. I hated putting laundry away. I hated it. And so oftentimes I would let clothes pile up, even if they were folded, and I just wouldn't put them away because it was such a dreaded task. The other dresser was my husband's that had the mirror on top of it, and the drawers were always open. They're just kind of a pain to get pushed back in. I mean, total first world problem, but he just doesn't push his drawers back in, and you would have to wiggle them to get them to go in correctly. So it's just really annoying to always see the drawers open and to know that I had to work with it to get it pushed back in. So I got rid of those dressers. And so now I'm going to show you what I do have in my bedroom. We have this small dresser. I put most of our clothes in our closet, and my husband hated that. He hated his clothes being in the closet in baskets, where I love having mine in there. I think it makes it really easy. But I brought this small dresser in that was in our guest room, just so that he could put his shirts and underwear, shorts in, and then his work clothes and everything are hanging up in the closet. But he can still have some things in this smaller dresser. This is his box for some of his personal items that he has. And then we have his nightstand right here with a lamp. We have the remote controls, a coaster, and his charger, phone charger on it. This is our bed. It's nothing fancy. I do like this sleigh bed. I think that's nice. And it was actually given to us before we were married, and just someone was getting rid of it. And so that was really a blessing. This comforter was my parents'. It used to be in their room probably 15, 20 years ago. Or maybe not that long, but probably about 15 years ago. And whenever I moved out, they let me have this comforter. So it's really been through it. It's not in the greatest shape, but it works. And then we don't have really pretty pillows. All of those we use and we sleep with. Yes, my husband sleeps with more pillows than I do. I am 24 weeks pregnant, and I sleep with 2 pillows. Typically, I sleep with 1 pillow for my head, 1 pillow between my legs, and the rest of those pillows are for him. I just find that kind of funny. So here's my nightstand, and I have my cell phone charger on it, a clock. I like to be able to roll over and see what time it is. The monitor, my daughter is currently napping, and a lamp, and just some books that I'm reading right now. This recliner here. This recliner is completely unnecessary in this room. We might end up making use out of it once our baby is here. But right now it's just up here because I didn't want it in my living room. And my husband had this couch and he enjoyed it from ever since he was young. The recliner's probably over 20 years old. I don't even know. It is incredibly ugly. I mean, look at it. That's an ugly recliner. But he says it's magic because all those years he would eat in this recliner and he would wipe his hands on the armrest and it never looked dirty. So it's a magic chair. And he told me we will never get rid of this recliner ever. So I've just come to adapt to it and to clean it the best I can because that story is really gross and I'm sure that his grossness is just blending in with this horribly ugly pattern. It's not actually magic and there are too many germs on here, so I just clean it the best I can. Disinfect, and we keep this ugly recliner for my husband, so marriage and compromise. And I just threw this blanket on it to make me not hate it as much. The colors kind of match my nightstand, so I guess that's kind of nice. Looking for perks if we can. I love these windows in my room. It covers the whole wall. And this piece of furniture has record albums for a record player and games in it. Probably not a totally necessary piece to have, but I like it. I like it in front of this window. It doesn't cause me any anxiety and it does serve a purpose. And then we have our television. This is an old Singer sewing machine. I think it's Singer. It's an old sewing machine. Maybe it's a Brother. Anyways, it doesn't work. It could be repaired to work, but I have a sewing machine. I don't need it, and I got it for really cheap, and it fits our TV just fine. Then we have our doggy bed, and over here is my little nook. I have a desk here that actually belongs to my sister, but she doesn't have room for it right now, so I'm making use of it. And this little stool, this was my granny's, and before she passed, she asked me if I wanted it, and I did, so I love that little stool. And then I have this lamp, is like an antique lamp, and I had one just like it whenever I was a little girl that my mom found for me. She put this little fringe around it, and I loved it. I loved that lamp, made me feel like a princess. But then my sister threw a ball and broke the lamp, so whenever I found this one at a consignment store, I was thrilled. I had to have it. It used to be in my daughter's room, but now it's in my room. And then I have this painting here, and I love this painting. It was in my grandma's house before she moved to a retirement home, and I don't know what the painting is of. I just know that I love it, and I need to find out what is this a photo of. I don't know, but it's a really pretty painting. And that's our master bathroom for a different day. So I hope that you enjoyed my minimal bedroom tour. You might argue with me that it's not totally minimal because there are pieces in here that are unnecessary, but this is the way I like it. It's much more minimized than what it used to be. I've already found that it is so much easier to keep clean in here, to keep organized. I don't feel overwhelmed with clutter. I'm gonna be honest. At first, it felt a little weird. And it reminded me of the feeling of losing weight. Whenever I lost weight for the very first time, like I was the smallest I've ever been, there's almost a part of me that just didn't feel like myself. And like the weight that I had on me that I didn't want was some sort of a comfort to me. And I think it's just because it's what I was used to. I don't really know. I don't really know why that was, but I found that whenever I got rid of that furniture that I so badly wanted to get rid of, and my room felt light and nice and minimal the way that I wanted it, there was an awkward feeling for a few days. Like, I want all my clutter and crap back. And I guess it was just like a familiar comfort or something that I just got used to living in clutter and all this furniture. And there was actually a dresser over here too where my desk is now. So we had 3 dressers in here, 3 huge dressers, and they would just pile with stuff on top of them and were filled with junk. And yeah, it was very weird to feel like, oh, I want all of my crap back for just a minute, but I knew that I would get used to this space the way it is, and it was gonna feel a lot better because I was gonna be able to keep it clean and not have to vacuum around as much and not have to manage as much. So I really like my room the way it is. I hope that you enjoyed this minimal room tour. Let me know what you think. Is this a minimalist bedroom or is it not? And how does it compare to yours? Do you think that you find comfort in your junk, or have you decluttered? Are you enjoying a lighter, cleaner space as well? Let me know in the comments. I look forward to seeing y'all again. Bye.